Good day everyone. Today I'm going to discuss the Republic Act of 9262, also known as the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act of 2004. Before that, let's have first the lesson objectives. At the end of the discussion, you should be able to discuss the following provisions of VOC Act or the Republic Act 9262. The second is to understand the details of its commission and comprehend actual cases involving the said law. Let's proceed. For the introduction, the Republic Act of 9262 or the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children or the Anti-VAUSI Act of 2004 is a result of the strong advocacies on women's human rights in the country. This law was deemed to be a significant victory for all Filipino women as it was based on the right of women not to suffer abuse, discrimination, and violence in their prospective relationship. This law was created to protect women and their children from abuse happening inside intimate or family relationships. It was developed because of the strong advocacy for women's rights in the Philippines. The Republic Act ensures that women do not experience violence, discrimination, or abuse from their partners or the family members. Next, we have the important features of the law. This includes the 4 kinds of violence against women, which is the violence of physical, psychological, sexual, and economic, in its effort to encompass all types of abuses inflicted to women and their children. The first one. Now let's proceed to the protection orders. Protection orders is an order used for the purpose of preventing further acts of violence against a woman and her child specified in section of this act and granting other necessary relief. The relief granted under a protection order should serve the purpose of safeguarding the victim, minimizing any disruption in the victim's daily life, and facilitating the opportunity and ability of the victim to independently gain control of her life. Next. Here are some following reliefs that may be availed of through a protection. The first one is the prohibition of the respondent or perpetrator from threatening to commit or committing personally or through another any of acts penalized by the Anti-VAUSI law. By stopping the abuser from committing or threatening violence, we can help the victim. The next one is the prohibition of the respondent from harassing, annoying, telephoning, contacting, or otherwise communicating with the petitioner or the victim survivor directly or indirectly. By preventing any communication such as texting, calling, or messaging, we can also relieve the protection of the victim. And the third is the removal and exclusion of the respondent from the residence of the petitioner, whether temporarily or permanently. Ordering the abuser to stay away from the victim. And the fourth one is the designated family or household member at a distance specified by the court. The ordering the abuser to stay far away from the victim. Next, Number 5, directing lawful possession and use by the petitioner of an automobile and other personal effects regardless of ownership. So, by allowing the victim to use personal items or the vehicles. So, next is the granting temporary or permanent custody of a child or children to the petitioner. So, the number 6, awarding the custody of children to the victim. So, the number 7 is the directing the respondent to provide support to the woman and her child if entitled to legal support. So, it is requiring financial support from the abuser or the father of the child. So, the number 8 is the prohibition of the respondent from any use or possession of any firearm or badly weapon and or in order him to surrender the same, including revocation of the sense and the disqualification to apply for any license to use or possess a firearm. So, by confiscating the abuser's firearms, we can prevent or relieve it from the victim. So, number 9, restitution for actual damage caused by violence inflicted, including property damage, medical expenses, and loss of income. So, making the abuser pay for damages of the victims like the medical bills and etc. And the number 10 is the directing of Department of Social Welfare and Development or the DSWD or any appropriate agency to provide temporary shelter and other social services that the petitioner may need. So here in number 10, it provides the temporary shelter via DSWD for the victims. And the last one is the provision of other forms of relief as may be necessary to protect and provide for the safety of the petitioner. So, meaning the other necessary measures for the victim's profession is provided. So, next is the Republic Act 9262 specified the following as rights of the victim survivors. So, here in the section 5, it says that rights of victims in addition to their rights under existing laws, victims of violence against women and their children shall have the following rights. This includes the to be treated with respect and dignity, to avail of legal assistance from the public attorneys and the Department of Justice or any public legal assistance office for them to be entitled to support services from the DSWD and the LGUs. So, here is in the section 35, it includes that the right to be treated with dignity, the right to free legal assistance from the Public Attorney's Office or the PAO, and the right to receive support services from the DSWD and local government, and also the right to legal remedies such as child support and custody, and also the right to inform about available protection orders. So, this law also protects the victim's privacy from violating her privacy is punishable by imprisonment and fines. So, next, let's proceed to the duties of national, local, and government offices or agencies. So, Section 39 of Republic Act 9262 provides for the creation of Interagency Council Violence Against Women and Their Children, or the IAC, VAUC, which shall formulate gender-sensitive programs and projects according to their respective agency mandates, including capability building programs for their employees. So, this section 39 of the RA 9262, it is created an interagency council on VAUC. This council, it ensures that government officers respond quickly and properly to cases to abuse. So next is the IAC VAUC consists of the following agencies, which includes the DSWD, the National Commission on the Role of Filipino Women, the Civil Service Commission, Commission of Human Rights, Council for the Welfare of Children, Department of Justice, Department of Interior and Local Government, the Philippine National Police, the Department of Health, the Department of Education, Department of Labor and Employment, and the National Bureau of Investigation. So their responsibilities, it includes the creating of gender-sensitive programs like training workers to handle cases and ensuring victims receive immediate assistance. So next is the Section 47, Duties and Functions of the Barangay Officials in order to eliminate violation against women and their children. So the barangay officials shall undertake an education program on Republic Act number 9262 and on violence against women and their children and why it exists, the rights and remedies of victim survivors, and the duties of residents and all barangay officials. And the letter B is have a family violence prevention program including peer counseling for men. So the barangay officials po, it also plays a critical role in our community because they are the first responders to the VAUC cases. They must be educated in the community about the Republic Act of 9262. The barangay officials must also create a programs for prevention including the counseling for men, and also they should support women's groups and livelihoods programs, and also prioritize helping victims or to help them start a new livelihoods, and also involve women in barangay decision making. And also the barangay official must maintain a 24/7 VAUC desk, and also the barangay workers should train in the gender sensitivity. And last is the document and report all cases properly. The barangay officials must do this duty properly. So next, support organizing efforts and development program for women in the community. Prioritize livelihood projects for victim survivors. Involve women in planning and implementation of all programs and projects in the barangay. and have an anti-VAUSI desk officer in the barangay who shall coordinate a one-stop help desk. As much as possible, this help desk shall be open for 24 hours or the 24/7, and ensure that all barangay officials, the barangay health workers, barangay nutrition scholars, or other barangay workers, and the tanod or the barangay security officers undergo gender sensitivity seminars to enable them to respond to victims of violence. And also, the barangay official must develop a system to document and report cases of VAUSI and assistance from program to victims thereof, and if applicable necessary prescribe additional guidelines and standards provided that these are consistent with the Act. And lastly, if applicable or necessary, prescribe additional guidelines and standards provided that these are consistent with the Act. So all of these duties of the barangay workers or the barangay officials, these duties, it should ensure that it can help and is available at the community level at all times, not just for the rich families or the other people that for they should be fair at all times. Next, to summarize it, the VAUSI Act is a landmark legislation championing the cause of women. This specific law pertains to specific violence captured as 4 acts of violence defined in the law. Also, VAUSI was considered to be a public crime, allowing other persons to file a complaint, not only the victim survivor. Further, the law allows protection orders distancing the perpetrator from the victim and vice versa for several purposes as provided for therein. So importantly, government units mandated to provide specific and immediate mechanisms to respond appropriately to these VAUSI cases. So this Republic Act 9262, it is a landmark law protecting women and their children from abuse. So it also defines the 4 types of violence such as the like I've said earlier, which is the physical violence, psychological violence, sexual, and the economic violence. It defines the 4 types of violence which I was mentioned earlier, and it treats VAUSI as a public crime, meaning anyone can report it. It provides protection orders to keep victims safe, and also it requires government agencies and barangays to respond quickly and effectively to VAUSI cases. So that's all for my presentation. I hope you learned something